guys, what's going on? And welcome to another episode of the vlog coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. We are here for the 2017 Association of Academic Physiatry annual meeting. As I kind of talked a little bit about in the last vlog, one of my posters was accepted for presentation. We're trying to change up so that we could get out. We're actually heading to dinner with a few of the residents, and then we're going to go and see a show. I wanted to touch on one thing before heading out. There are two different types of research pretty much at every single conference that you go to that you can do. Classically, people think of research at a conference is you're sitting in front of a group of people, you're at a podium, and you're talking. For some medical students, that's a lot to take on. And so that's not a realistic goal for everybody. There's another thing that you can do, and that's the other type of research that is available at conferences, and that's like the poster presentations and the poster halls. A poster hall is just a big room in the conference center that has a bunch of like boards lined up. And you go and you put your posters up on all the different boards. Our poster we have right here in this big tube. So this is it. You put your big poster up and you stand in front of your poster, and then people walk around, and if they're interested in it, they ask you questions. Our case, and what we did the poster on, myself and one of the other residents at National Rehab Hospital, was a case that we had of a woman who was on the traumatic brain injury floor, and she suffered an anoxic brain injury from a bupivacaine injection into her greater occipital nerve. A lot of people who suffer from migraines, they'll do greater occipital nerve blocks for that. Our patient, unfortunately, right after having the injection, she went into cardiac arrest. And this is a rare complication of lidocaine injection, and it can be from two different sources. So one of them is just a weird reaction that certain percentages of the population have. The other is if the lidocaine actually goes intra-arterial, that can then lead to cardiac arrest and cardiotoxicity. What can you then do about it? The answer is that there are these lipid infusions available that you can put through rapid infusion IV. They go in and they leach out the lidocaine or the bupivacaine or the Americaine or whatever it is, and they prevents the cardiotoxicity. Our case was very well received. A lot of people came by and said, I do these type of injections all the time, and I've never seen this, I've never even heard of this. That's kind of terrifying. And so overall, it was a great experience. I think that every medical student should at least try to present a poster. It gives you something to talk about at the interviews. It exposes you to that whole world of research. And ultimately, I think that, that's what it's all about, is networking, getting here, getting in front of people that are going to be in your field, and just meeting them. When I get back to New York, I'm going to talk to you guys, specifically targeting in on you medical students, so that you're able to do something like this and come to one of these conferences, in Las Vegas or Puerto Rico or wherever, they decide to have it. For now, we got to head out so that we can go see some Michael Jackson and eat some food. Mexican food? Mexican food. Back in New York City, and for some reason, the great weather followed us here because it has been beautiful in New York since we got back. Overall, conference went very well. You are in the Las Vegas area and you are a fan of Michael Jackson, as I am. Definitely go and check out the Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show. I think more and more these days, with residencies getting as competitive as they are, more and more medical students are starting to try to think of ways that they could be more competitive. And so we want to address that here in today's vlog. Before I get into the specifics of research, I'll say this. My personal opinion is that every medical student should do research for two specific reasons. Number one, it's expected of you as a resident. So when you're interviewing with most of these residency programs, they're going to talk to you about the fact that one of the things you have to do is like a QI project or some sort of research project. And so I think that most program directors have that minimal expectation that you're going to come in and be somewhat proficient in research. The other reason is kind of, not really school related, but Just from a personal standpoint, I mean, if you're a physician, your amount of scientific literacy and how well you understand research should be much better than the average person. And one way that you can do that is by participating in research, learning how the whole process happens. It allows you to look at research a little bit more objectively, especially going through the peer review process. As medical students, there is a couple different levels of research that you could get involved in. I think we've already talked about posters enough in the first half of this video, so we can just skip over that one. But I want to talk about numbers 2 and 3 here. What specifically is the timeline, which is very important for you as a medical student. If you're looking to get some research experience on your CV, time is crucial to you. Case reports are going to take you about 6 months to a year to write up the case report, submit it, and go through the peer review process, which may be longer than you have, so keep that in mind. Prospective and retrospective studies, now we're talking a year, 5 years, depending on how long it takes you to gather the data or look back through all of the data. Maybe a poster is the only thing that you're able to do at that time. That's okay. I think that that would still be great, and I still think it's something that you should pursue that would add to your resume. All right, so you picked out your project. The only advice that I could give to you, which was something that worked for me as a medical student, is you have to be proactive. Ask everybody that you work with until you get an answer like, yes, come on, let's do this. I do want to give you just one word of caution though. Although, a case report and research would help you out, you have to be respectful, and there's still kind of a unwritten set of rules that needs to happen. When a case comes in, there are a bunch of people who you could be working with. There are attendings, there are your residents, there are fellows, there could be other medical students, and you have to be respectful of that. Make sure that you ask your attending first. You can't just start writing up the case and then say, hey, look what I did. Other than that, guys, I mean, that's it for this week's edition of the vlog. Please be sure to leave comments down below if you have questions, more questions about research than what we addressed here. Also, if you're here and you're watching this video and you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do it. We're really close to 100 subscribers. That was our goal at the beginning of the year. So share this video with other friends who may find it interesting, who may find it helpful, and tell them to subscribe, and we will continue to make content for you guys if you're enjoying it. If there's something that you want us to cover that we haven't covered yet, please, again, leave it in the comment section below. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Take care, study hard. We'll talk to you guys later.